Dog Podcast Nation. The bye set us where we needed to be. So I was in Vegas in the bye week thinking, hey, let the chips fall where they may. And we stole a chapter from the Dirty Birds. And if you don't like it, too bad. The rest of the AFC North didn't want to win. So the drive to 5 is still alive. Let's roll. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Welcome to the Dogs Podcast with your hosts, Blake Reneker, Zach Kopp, Justin Charles, and Josh All.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Dogs Podcast. If you'd like to get your intro on the show, head to the dawgspodcast.com, tap leave voicemail in the drop-down menu. As ugly as it was this week, as Kenny Mack said, the Browns got a big-time win to improve their chances of making the playoffs. Before we get into the ugly win, remember to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Make sure you tap the notification bell so you never miss a new episode. If you prefer to just listen to the podcast, you can find us on Apple, Spotify, and Google. Lastly, if you're looking for more content, head to jointhedogs.com, become an official Dog Pack member on our Patreon page. We're entering the fantasy playoffs in there. I think 3 out of the 4 of us, Zach's not here again today per usual, but 3 out of the 4 of us made the playoffs in that, so we're really excited for that. Winners of those leagues are going to get free Dogs merch, so that's one of the perks of being in the Patreon. You get these episodes early, you get an extra episode every week, you get more direct access to us. We're also looking for more ways to beef it up, especially heading into the off season after this next month or so. So if you got ideas, let us know. So make sure you guys check that out. Jointhedogs.com, become an official Dog Pack member on the Patreon page. So normally we do a what went right and a what went wrong, but we're gonna kind of do it differently today because I'm tired of just saying what went right. The defense played well, what went wrong. The offense played bad. It's just the same thing over and over and over and over.
Yeah,
again.
we swear this is a different episode than last week and the week before.
So we wanted to kind of mix it up, and I just wanted to have what do the kids say, a rap session, you know?
My kids don't say that.
Yeah. I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on the games, you know, and just kind of see where it takes us. Really, it was a tale of two halves.
Yeah. It was.
The offense in the first half was the best our offense has been in a while. I thought at halftime Baker was playing one of his best games in a while. I think I actually texted that to the Patreon group. Even with the pick, and then he had the one throw to Jarvis where we end up getting the benefit of a defensive pass interference call that I thought we kind of got bailed out on. I thought if it was a good throw, it probably would have been a touchdown. But we end up scoring on that possession anyways. But other than I think those were only 2 incompletions in the first half, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it might have been.
Something like that. It was something crazy like that.
It was. His first half stats were not bad at all.
No, he's playing really well. And I was like, here we go. We knew coming into this game, their secondary was depleted. Yep. Calais Campbell got hurt early. We weren't running the ball great, but I thought Chubb was grinding out tough short yardage runs just enough to keep him honest. And then they couldn't cover us. We were either open or we were drawing pass interference calls. I think we had 4 that we drew in the first half.
Yeah, some real big ones.
Yeah, so I thought everything was going great. Defensively, again, was awesome. And then the second half started. And it was just, I think in the second half, Baker was 5 of 10 for 47 yards. We didn't rush for hardly anything. Yep. We had 24 points at the half and ended the game with 24 points.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
It's the same over and over. And then people are talking a lot about Stefanski and the play calling. And I want to get your thoughts on this because Baker came out after the game and said he thought we got too conservative and that we need to go put him away. So there's this talk right now, and it's not just me saying this. I listened to a lot of Cleveland radio today. There's kind of like this back and forth between Baker and Stefanski right now, like a push and pull, where it seems like Baker wants to be more aggressive go-getter and Stefanski's not willing to let him do that right now. So where do you guys stay on that? What do you think? Because I have my thoughts and I'll share.
So I'll just say every time, and it was different last season, but this year, man, every time Baker drops back and he's about to, let it loose down the field, when I'm watching on TV, I'm like, I get a little nervous. I always do. I don't know why. It's just because Well, okay. When was his second pick? Was that in the second half or first half?
He didn't throw a second pick. He should have thrown a second.
That's what I meant. Yeah. The second pick that was dropped.
It
twice.
was either late first half or early second half.
Okay.
Which is something that I wanted to touch on too. But you guys keep going.
Well, you go ahead, Justin.
So here's my thing. The first half I was excited. I thought that you made a good point talking about how we were kind of grinding it out on the short yards. And then we even went kind of deep downfield. We kind of went deep. There was a little bit of, I told these guys, I think like our second half, it's so predictable. It's just like chicken with no seasoning. Like it's chicken with no seasoning. Like I could literally say, oh, well, hey, we're going to run it on first down. Probably going to run it on second down. We're going to have like 3rd and 7 and we're going to have a screen pass for 4 yards. And they're going to give us, that all day. And honestly, that's how people have played us for a few weeks now. We're 3rd and long all the time, especially the second half. I felt like it was just like, hey, can we get out of here? Let's just, can we put these guys away? But I don't know. It looked very boring.
So here's my thoughts. And I've said this before. I truly believe this in my heart. I don't think Stefanski trusts Baker as far as he can throw him. I really don't. I don't think he trusts him at all. And why would he? The first half, he's opening it up. He's letting him sling it around. We get the stop. We score. We force a 3 and out. We get the ball back, and it's like, let's go up 24-3 on these guys. Let's just go put them away. And he throws a pick. And then he should have thrown another pick shortly after that. Mm-hmm. And if you're Stefanski, you're going, I'm not going to let this guy throw us out of this game.
Right.
Because if I let him throw 20 more times, how many more picks is he going to throw?
Yeah, I know. And I kept thinking, watching the game, like, we're just playing not to lose. And I totally understand where the people are coming from who want to blame Stefanski, because I almost find myself falling into that too. But I think I tend to agree with you that what's he supposed to do? He's got a big lead, right? It's 24-6, I think, right at halftime. Okay, our defense is playing good. Let's not go out there and, like you just said, throw our way out of the game. So I think I'm more on that side of the argument.
And here's the thing. Could you imagine if he comes out and he lets Baker throw 20 more passes in the second half, and say Baker throws 2 picks and then we lose? It's going to be, why are we throwing the ball with a 20-point lead in the second half?
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you want to be, I think the quote after the game, Baker said, I got it pulled up. We did enough to win the game, so check that box. Got conservative. I think we need to put that team away. Well, then don't throw a pick.
Right. Yeah.
And then don't almost throw what should have been another pick. And then he had another that got ruled incomplete. It was initially a fumble. Not 100% his fault because he got blindside hit. But again, ball security. Again, could have been another turnover. He had one. He was staring 3 in the face easily. Again, I feel like it's every game.
Well, and like Justin was kind of alluding to or talking about a little bit ago, I mean, the 3 and outs aren't all on Stefanski. Those aren't his fault.
No, the players have to execute.
I'm saying, like, in Baker, if he's saying, we need to put that team away, well, you're the quarterback on the field. You have every opportunity to put this team away as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm tired. I'm so tired of blame this, blame that, blame. It's just not working.
So another thing I saw here, I always go through after the game, like screenshot things off Twitter after the game so I can talk about them. Only time the Browns have been under 500 with Kevin Stefanski in 2 years was 0-1 in 2020 and 0-1 in 2021. So the same people, it's crazy to me, people that say Baker's the guy and they want to keep him because we're finally winning with him are the same people who want to fire Stefanski even though he's never been below 500. You know what I mean?
Are people really saying fire Stefanski, though?
Oh, my God. He is on, for, I would say, at least half of the Browns fan base hates him.
I would say you're definitely more in the Twitter sphere than I think we probably are. So I'm sure if that's what you're seeing out there.
Twitter and TikTok, people just hate it's all Stefanski's fault. Which is absolutely insane to me. Because I watched the Monday night game last night. I watched, the Bucs game. I watched the Packers game. It's like I'm watching those quarterbacks, it's like they're playing a different sport compared to what I watch our quarterback play. I'm watching them make throws, make plays, and I'm just like, our guy doesn't do that, and he can't do that. He doesn't have the ability to do that. It's like I'm watching a different sport. And I don't want to beat a dead horse. He's 30th in the league in fourth quarter QBR. 30th. There's only 32 starters. So our franchise guy is the third worst or second to last in QBR, in the fourth quarter's crunch time. That's when you need it.
I mean, we haven't even mentioned yet that Lamar Jackson went out early in this game.
Yeah.
So, and even he wasn't doing that much when he was in.
No.
I mean, he was 4 of 4 for 17 yards when he went out, but he wasn't running like, you would expect. I think our defense was coming after him again.
We had him bottled up again. JOK.
Yeah. JOK is the man. But then Tyler Huntley comes in and, he coughs up the ball a couple times, does some costly turnovers. But, man, the second half, that dude was impressive. I thought he was pretty impressive.
He outplayed our starter.
Which is a little...
He outplayed our
scary.
starter, and he got 0 reps in practice. He had no idea he was going to play in this game. And, yes, he turned the ball over, but he had 2 turnovers. Baker had 1.
Yep.
I mean, there wasn't that much difference in the game.
Well, and turnovers aside, who's moving the ball down the field?
Yeah.
And I mean,
they were behind too.
They were behind, but our defense.
So it's easier to play from behind?
No, I'm just saying, if you're throwing the ball around, you know what I mean?
Well, and I got to give our defense credit because they were on the field a lot in the second half because we kept doing the 3-and-out stuff.
3-and-out.
Our offense is just not helping them.
No, the offense is so bad.
We did control time of possession, which is surprising, even considering all that. By quite a bit.
Here.
I want to say it was like 6 or 7 minutes.
Scary thought here. Scary thought. Their offense outscored our offense. Mm-hmm. If Myles Garrett doesn't have like one of the plays of the year, we lose this game. Once again, our offense only scored 17 points.
Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. And we said that's not going to get it done. And it wouldn't have.
No.
In this game.
They scored 20 on offense.
Right.
So, again, if we didn't get a sack, strip, fumble, scoop, and score by Myles Garrett, we lose this game by 3.
I don't know. Maybe I'm taking a different positive outlook out of this. Like, we did win the game over Baltimore. We control our destiny, kind of.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
We'll get into that later. But we needed everything to happen for us again, and it did. So I'm going into this week going, well, hey, let's see what happens in another week. Let's not beat them down. I mean, my God, our team won. Well, literally, we're talking about a victory again for second, third week. I mean, we won the game. That's all we had to do.
I'll give you that because we did say coming out of the bye, like, if we didn't win this game.
We've been saying that for weeks.
Yeah, but this one for sure.
Yeah.
Because you fall 6 and 7. Now, luckily, we did get the Raiders to lose. We got the Broncos to lose. Everybody else lost. Bengals, Steelers, obviously the Ravens. So, huge weekend for the Browns.
We're like 44% to make the playoffs now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we turn around now, and we'll talk about this in the next episode, but we get the Raiders. It's a
winnable game.
A winnable game against a team that's right there kind of in the mix that we can, with a win, we can continue to push them, just push them out, and boost ourselves up at the same time.
Yeah.
So it is a great situation to be in.
No, it's way better to evaluate the problems after winning than rather after losing. But that being said, it's still frustrating as crap that we can't put 60 minutes together.
Well, and that's the thing.
We might not. We're getting to the end of the season. Maybe that's not our thing. Maybe we just can't do that.
Then we're not going to do what we want to do.
So the thing is, I don't want to be too negative because yes, we won the game and it's great. We're still in the playoff hunt. We're in good position. It's wonderful, that aspect of it.
Yeah.
But when you watch the game and you know that our offense struggled to put up 17, didn't score at all in the second half.
On a practice squad defense.
That's exactly where I was going. How many guys on their secondary were out? How many guys on their defense were out?
A lot.
Sucks to suck.
lot.
Sucks to suck.
When we had this
bad luck,
when we
everybody
had this,
has to deal with it.
No, and they should have won. If
But they didn't.
If they're,
But they did. Why are we talking hypothetical victories and losses?
What I'm saying is, there's no way you can come out of that win and feel good.
Well,
yes, there is.
You can be happy we got the win and we still control our destiny. Doesn't mean you feel good about it. You think our coaches feel good about it?
I don't know.
There's no way.
I don't know, man.
There's no way. We should have. That's the third week in a row where we've played a crap defense.
Right.
And I thought we were going to do. We still haven't scored over 17.
Well, to your point, though, if you watch Baker's press conference after the game, he didn't even sound like we won the game. The only reason that you knew we won the game by listening to him is he said, we won the game, so we checked that box. That was the only line in his entire press conference where if you were just listening to it, you'd say, oh, I guess the Browns won. Everything else, it sounded very dismal.
This is 3 weeks in a row where I really thought the offense was going to take off. Lions, for Ravens, and Ravens. Mm-hmm. And again, we didn't score more than 17 again.
So maybe it's just, Justin, you got to at least admit it's an expectation thing. Like going into the Raiders game, we can't go in there saying, hey, maybe this is the week where we score 35 points. We got to say, we got to hold them under 15 to have a good chance to win.
Yeah. Especially this week. We're going to get into that.
I'm not going to go. Before all this happened, this is a winnable game. That team, the Las Vegas Raiders, are a mess right now.
No,
they're doing stupid stuff trying to get hyped for a game and then get smoked out.
I feel
big time.
I feel the exact same going into the rest of the season still as I did before last week, where I still think we can make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But again, it's not because of what we're doing. It's because what everybody around us is doing, as far as they all stink too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Ravens have a super tough schedule going out. The Steelers got a tough schedule. Yeah. Bengals got a tough schedule. All these teams got tough. So I don't feel confident we're going to win because of, I think we're hitting our stride and we're playing our best football down the stretch. I just think we might be the most polished turd at the end of this thing.
And
well, and yeah, I mean, if the most polished turd makes the playoffs, cool.
It'd be cool to make back-to-back playoffs, but God bless it. My goal wasn't to make the divisional round this year or the wild card round. My goal was to AFC Championship or more. Mm-hmm. Not to be a one and done.
I mean, we could still win the division. That's still is that nothing? Like winning the division's nothing? Yeah.
No.
Man. Okay. Man.
The Steelers won the division last year. You think they felt good about it?
No, probably not.
Exactly.
They probably did when they were drinking champagne and had ski glasses on and stuff. But after that, no, definitely not.
No, when they got their spanked in the playoffs.
Yeah, I know. It's such a difficult position that we're in as fans because I feel it too, Justin.
I take it
we're
week to
so
week, man.
torn because it's like, yeah, we're 7-6, we're winning, we're in the playoff race. This is awesome. But then when you physically watch the game with your eyes and you say, man, we suck. It's just
kind of dysfunctional.
It's just so hard to be like, well, I'm so excited, but at the same time, I know what product is coming out on Sunday, and it's
terrible.
Ugh.
It's very bland.
I think I texted you guys this week in the first half. I was like, man, I needed this, and you were like, badly, because I was like, we're finally playing good.
Yeah, dude. At halftime, I was like feet up on the couch, like, oh, this is great, 24-6. We're gonna come out, put up a couple more scores. This game is these guys suck. We're good. We're gonna come out here and bash the Ravens all day on Tuesday.
We can still do that because a lot of the Ravens people who like to comment on our stuff were extremely silent after that game. Nowhere to be found.
And they still think their team is super good.
No. The Ravens,
I think they're in trouble.
The Ravens,
I watched the game too.
It's caught up to them. It's finally caught up to them.
Especially if Lamar misses time now. They have no answer for blitzing.
No.
If you blitz them, which thank God, we got to talk about Joe Woods.
Yeah.
He's saving his job every week. I think, a month and a half ago, it was pretty much decided Joe Woods was gone. It was a foregone conclusion. I'm telling you, especially if we continue this trend, and I think we will because we play a bad offense in the Steelers. We play
you got Cincy. Raiders.
We got
Packers.
There's some teams we play that the defense can go out and play well again.
I think 3 of those for sure.
Yeah.
And the 4th one, hey, I would definitely at least be interested in seeing what we could do against Aaron Rodgers. Just for
sure.
hey, let's see what happens,
So I think Joe Woods is saving his job.
Absolutely.
I mean, the defense went from, it's almost like the Chiefs. Now the Chiefs are kind of figuring out their offense a little bit now too. So maybe one day we will. But yeah, but the defense was kind of saving them in their stretch where they were struggling. That's kind of been us. The only difference is we just haven't been able to score quite enough points. But the defense is playing extremely. JOK, we say it every week. I could watch him play football all day, every day.
He's so good. I mean, and I said this last week, and I'm sure I said it the week before. And every game, whenever there's a tackle and there's a pile of guys on the ground, I know 28's getting up out of the pile every time.
And I don't root for players to get hurt, but that when he's the one who tackled Lamar just because he blitzed, and he's one of the only people that I've seen fast enough to blitz and get there.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, he's not the biggest guy. But he's so fast, and his tackling is
insanely good.
Yeah, it's on a professional level. He's a rookie. But when he wraps a guy, even if he gets shrugged down to the ankles, he's got him. Yep. Like, he does not let people go.
He's the first, maybe one of the first times in my life that I remember where the Browns have one of those guys on defense that is the playmaker,
game breaker.
Yeah, the
blitz guy.
Just pops off the film. Like, you can't watch the game and not notice where 28 is.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's pretty awesome.
He's awesome. I thought Delpit played awesome.
Yeah.
His interception on the 2-point conversion try was, potentially game-saving. Because if we go to overtime with them, we're not winning.
I don't think so.
I don't believe we're winning.
I mean, we'd have to score a point, right?
Yes.
Okay, we're not winning.
You know what I mean? And so that was huge. Obviously, we got to talk Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett set the Brown single season record on one of the coolest plays ever. Sack, strip, scoop, score. I mean, he didn't even need any help. He could have just been out there by himself that play.
Yep.
That was an awesome, and honestly, it ended up being the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah. The last time we scored any points.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
So Myles Garrett was good again. Clowney played awesome, and he had arguably one of the plays of the game.
Yes.
You can't tell me, Browns fans, when they got that onside kick, you can't tell me you didn't think the Justin Tucker 55-yard game-winning field goal was not a few plays away.
Oh, I was in that zone, baby. I was like, here it comes. Justin Tucker's coming in. He's putting this away, and again, the Ravens are going to win a close one.
They needed 10 yards to be in his range?
Yeah, they didn't need him much. Not with him.
And he comes out and sacks him for a 15, 20-yard loss.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you what, I am so happy with Jadeveon Clowney this year. I mean,
nice.
What a freaking signing, and he's been healthy, and he's made an impact.
Been a really good teammate.
Yeah, gives the defense some identity.
Yeah,
we kind of been missing for a couple seasons, even last year.
Freak athlete.
I'd be so happy if they locked him up for another 3-year contract or something after this.
I'm just curious.
He's gonna make some money.
Yeah,
what we're going to be able to pay him, because I feel like he's almost revitalized his career. He's not getting a max extension or anything like that.
But 12 to 15, but I think he could get that kind of money.
For real. Yeah, for sure.
For reals. I know you were feeling
I completely agree. And then the fact that the defense was able to play so well too. No Ronnie Harrison.
Yeah.
Missing your leading tackler,
Newsome.
Walker. No Newsome. Grady played well again.
Yes.
And then we have Denzel Ward. Balled. He has been balling out.
So I'm gonna throw a crazy question at you guys real quick. Somebody asked me this. Do you guys know anybody that has a Denzel Ward jersey?
No.
Josh, did you know anybody?
No one personally.
I've seen them at Browns games, but I was talking with a guy, and he's like, it's crazy for as many plays and as awesome as that dude is.
And you went to Ohio State?
Yeah. I don't know anybody that has his jersey, and I was thinking about it, I was like, yeah, I definitely know.
I think he gets kind of a lot of hate because, you mentioned in the preseason, the injury problem.
Yeah.
What's he missed, a game this year, too?
Yeah, he's been super, super solid for us.
Yeah.
And he's been playing well. I think he had some moments last year where...
He's top 3 or 4 corner, statistically in the league right now or something like that. He is... That hit he had early in the game kind of set the tone.
Yeah. Yep.
Set the tone. I mean, that was
nasty.
Yeah, that was awesome. He has been so good, and I mean, I think he's going to get paid. I think we're paying him. There's no way we let him walk.
No
way we let him walk.
No way. You can at this point. You can't.
No, and you know, for as negative as we, I don't even want to call it negative, for as realistic as we can be about, you know, the woes on the offensive side of the ball, this defense has a lot of upside right now, especially like
Scary.
Looking into the next few years, like with JOK and you got Newsome, Greedy and Ward and these guys, you know, Myles, obviously. Yep. I mean, we start putting stuff together on offense and look out.
Yeah, so to the
5.
people who get mad at me for being negative in the first half of this episode, just listen to me now. Listen to how upbeat I am talking about the defense.
The future.
The defense it's almost like it's finally rounding in to what we thought it was going to be all along. I mean, it's been our last, 8 games now, 7 games. They've been pretty lights out with the exception of the Patriots game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And even the Cardinals scored, 35? But didn't we give them the ball inside their own 50 like 3 times on turnovers?
It was rough.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Game. So I will say this in this game, though. There was a play late in that game. What was it, 4th and 11? And they came up to snap the ball, and our entire team was at like 15 yards.
Yep.
And then he just caught the shotgun snap and threw it to Andrews for like a 13-yard gain. What was that?
Maybe they were they not ready?
I don't. They were. It looked like we were up. It looked like we were in full out. There was 1 second left. They were about to throw a Hail Mary prevent defense. I mean, it was pitch and catch. I couldn't believe what I was watching. It was. I have no idea what the idea was there. That's like the one play that's coming to my mind. That's really perturbed me. But we forced more turnovers, which early in the season we weren't forcing any turnovers. Lately we've been forcing some turnovers, which has been huge. It's just
I feel like JJ3 is playing more in his, like you said before, Blake, he's playing more in his position where he's successful.
Some comfort.
He had half a sack in this one. I mean, I'm seeing him out there more make those plays where I'm like, that's what we brought him in to do.
Yep. It helps playing people in their natural position.
Yeah.
You know, like why we signed JJ3, then thought in the first 5 games we should play him where he wasn't basically playing at a Pro Bowl level his whole career. That made no sense to me.
Yeah. Another guy I want to highlight is Takk McKinley.
Yeah.
I feel like Takk McKinley, we talked about it before the season, him being that rotational piece to kind of spell Myles or Clowney or kind of be the other guy to kind of rotate in and out. And man,
he forced the fumble.
He's got some energy, man. He's good.
He's quick. He's athletic. Well. Yeah. There's so many guys that we brought in this year that early in the year, I was like, where are these guys? Mm-hmm. And then the last 6-7 games, they've really kind of, I want Clowney back. I want Takk back. I mean, as long as the defense continues to play the way they've been playing the last month and a half, I just kind of want to, let's run this again next year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's bring this back and let's try it again with hopefully a revamped offense.
Troy Hill looked good.
Yeah. He's looked good for some weeks, though.
Yeah,
I feel like he's been
we don't talk about him enough.
Really at all.
Kind of an unsung hero.
Yeah. Kind of always making big plays, always around the ball.
I think a guy, if I had to choose like a comeback player of the year, though, for right now for the Browns, it's Greedy Williams all day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
One, he stayed healthy. And then how many other corners are missing and Greedy has to step in and we don't miss a beat. He's played very well. You know, he learned to tackle.
Yeah, he did.
He learned to tackle. He's physical. He has played super well. And it's just, I'm happy for Greedy too, because at one point it was like, is he ever going to play football again?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we didn't know if he was ever going to come back.
Yeah.
And he's been playing really well. Just as bad as the offense has been, it's the defense has been trending up a lot. And I mean, they're the reason we're still in the playoff hunt.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, it's not our special teams.
You know what else is kind of exciting? We've been kind of hoping for some weeks this gets fixed, but penalties again. Not really a lot of penalties. 4 penalties for like 40 yards.
Yeah, it's gone down a lot.
A lot. A little bit of discipline.
He must have made him run some sprints or some suicides.
Right. Yeah, suicides, yep.
He was like Denzel Washington in Remember the Titans.
Yeah. It's a great movie.
Yeah. We got to talk about the special teams. So we're going to bring the mood back down. Dim the lights.
Which particular event would you like to?
So I will say this. I'm going to pose this question to you. Did Jamie Gillen lose his job?
I mean,
why not?
Colquitt, he did really nice. It looked good.
He might not have the leg that the Scottish Hammer has, but we see that leg like once every couple weeks. I mean, it's not like he bombs it every time. He gets off a good one sometimes.
Even though our our kickoff return likes to get us, really pushed back against our own end zone often. I'd still take the guy that can pin the other team versus the guy that can bail us out of our own end zone.
Yeah.
Because we shouldn't be in that situation that often. Shouldn't be.
Colquitt, I mean, he should have had another one down at the one stupid penalty.
Yep. That was so nice. That punt, too. I was like, look at this guy.
I hated when we got rid of Britton Colquitt. And then, so Jamie Gillen, I don't know if they'd do that. I don't know if they'd cut him right in the middle of the season like that. But those special teams guys, like your punters, they're kind of, because you don't really have to know the playbook. I mean, it's kind of like
today, gone tomorrow.
You know what I mean?
One-trick pony. So
I mean, he was on the Falcons last week, the week before, sitting on the couch this week. Now he's punting for the Browns. So it's not like he's got to be in great shape. You just don't pull a hammy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that was the good with the special teams. The bad, pretty much everything else. We're good at kickoff. We're pretty good on our kickoff team. But we missed another field goal.
Yep.
Which Chase McLaughlin started the season so consistent.
We thought we finally had that figured out.
And he's still not awful, but I'm not as confident every time he comes out here now. The first month of the season, he was automatic. So we got to get that figured out. We have to talk about the onside kick at the end.
Yes. Thank God.
What are we doing?
So this was my favorite part of the game was it's an onside. Situationally, everybody knows what's going on, right? Like, was there any doubt that they were going to not go for the onside kick?
No, they had
to, right?
Yeah.
And then our hands team guy, it hit him in the shoulder. He wasn't even looking at the ball. Like, you can't make this. You can't make this stuff up.
No, I've never seen. In his job, he's going to block.
Yeah.
You still have to be looking for the ball, especially you're the first guy.
You're not blocking in that situation.
No,
you're literally on an onside kick. I know what you mean, like in a normal,
No, in an onside kick, those front guys go block, crash, and then the back guys are...
just kicked it right to him.
You still have to be watching for the ball.
Oh, no. He wanted it.
It was coming right at him. I mean, that's the thing.
Him,
and I feel like it started to come at him, and that's when he turned.
Yeah.
And it was like, what are you doing?
He never even looked at it.
And it was so funny because you were at the game, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So on TV, the announcers were like, "Oh, the Baltimore Ravens haven't recovered an onside kick since 2001." Jesus. There it was.
Yeah.
As soon as they said that, I'm like, and we're down by 2, and they got Justin Tucker. Of course.
Yeah. No, they wouldn't shock me either because that's the team that always does us like that.
Oh, we've been there.
I've been there. I've been there with him. I've been there in person.
And it made sense that would happen because that's how they've won pretty much all their games this year.
Yeah.
By some sheer luck and stupidity of the other team.
Yep.
That's why they're eating 4 or 5 or whatever they are.
Yep. It's just, I couldn't believe it. Now, if it makes us feel a little better, that was the beginning of 4 onside kicks recovered in the NFL this weekend.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
3 other teams happened last night, Monday night. That's and then Kyler Murray butchered that.
Yeah.
But the special teams have not been good at all. Muffed 2 punts.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
You got lucky to get them back.
I noticed he wasn't back returning punts after that.
No, it's just, I don't know what's going on with the special teams, but they have not been good at all season. With every once in a while, first it was Jamie Gillen sucked, then he started to get better, but just as he started to get better, we quit making field goals. Mm-hmm. It's come on, man. Can we not put a full game together all 60 minutes? Let me go through here, see if there's anything else. Browns now have a 38.4% chance to make the playoffs, 24.7% chance to win the division. There's a very real chance that if we can go out and beat the Raiders this week, we will be in first place in the division.
Yeah.
Next week. There's a Ravens got the Packers.
Yep, Packers.
Who the Steelers got?
I do not know who the Steelers got, but I can tell you in about 3 seconds.
I got it right here. The Steelers play Tennessee. That's a tough one. Mm-hmm. And then who the Bengals got?
I don't know, man. I have no idea.
There I go. I'm pulling it up.
Cool. Thank you.
The Bengals play. Come on, computer. They play somebody.
They play somebody in the NFL.
Yeah, I think they have a game this week. Let me see. I'm pulling it up here. They play the Broncos. But I think they'll probably win the Broncos game.
You'd think so.
But then they got the Ravens, the Chiefs, and us.
I like those chances.
So I could see them possibly winning the Broncos and the Ravens and losing to the Chiefs and hopefully losing to us, so they can go 2-2. So which means if we can beat these Raiders and we can beat Pittsburgh and we can beat them, we're going to stay ahead of them. Even with a loss to Green Bay, we'll be ahead of them.
And that's the thing. We've got 4 games left. 75%. 3 of those games are so winnable.
Yep.
I mean, they're just sitting there. Like, you can go beat the Raiders. Just put a game together. You can beat the Bengals. You already did. Yep. You can beat the Steelers. You should have. The first time. They suck.
Yep.
Man, if they can just start figuring something out on offense, we're going to be in good shape.
Call me crazy too, but like the closer we get to that Green Bay game, I kind of feel like that might be like a fluky game. Like it's a Christmas kind of game. I don't know. I'm not saying you don't think there's any chance at all, but we can even stay in that game. No. Wow.
No.
All right.
I would need to see our offense
do something
crazy against the Raiders, and then I might have a little more optimism about the Packers.
This isn't a Packers preview, but what's the max points you think we score on the Packers? Because they got a really good defense.
And as good as our defense has been playing, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, it doesn't matter.
Correct.
Matchup-proof quarterback.
Yep.
Correct.
Maybe his toe will fall off or something in the next couple of weeks.
So what?
COVID toe.
His COVID toe, yeah.
What is the current status of Kareem Hunt?
He's hurt.
He's out this week.
Yeah, he's out this week? Okay.
It's bad.
I feel like that was and that happened early.
Yep.
Yeah, he tried to go back into the game.
Yeah, that was a big blow.
I think they said he's week to week. Week to week or day to day, but definitely out on the short week.
I think for our offense to be able to get some momentum going here over the last few games, that run game's got to get back into shape.
Yep.
Well, in order for that to happen, I think the pass game has to do some things.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that.
And it's hard to judge the run game, too, because our last 2 games have been against the #1 rush defense in the league. So even if we're throwing the ball all around the yard, it's still not going to be super easy to run on them. Couple that with the fact that we can't throw the ball, running is not going to be easy. I think our run game, it hasn't been great, but it's hard to judge. You don't judge yourself when you're going against the best every single, because you don't play them every week. You know what I mean? But no, I agree. We got to get that going. And here's my thing is I can kind of see why Stefanski gets vanilla after Baker throws a pick and then fumbles or gets rolled incomplete and should have thrown another pick. But this not scoring any points isn't going to cut it. So as much as it's on Baker to take care of the ball, just let him sling it. What's the worst that's going to
for that for weeks?
What's the worst that's going to happen? I guess you could say we would have lost. At least, you know what I mean? We still won. He got vanilla. We didn't throw any picks, and we still won. But, I mean, if the goal is Super Bowl, we're not. This is not Super Bowl quality right now.
No.
So go out there. I mean, open it up. And if he throws 5 picks, then bench him and put Keenum in.
I feel like Baker doesn't have the same zip on his ball that he was showing last year when he was going downfield. Anyone else notice that it just doesn't feel like he's got the same, I don't know, strength on it when it's going down. And this could just be the
don't throw it downfield.
Not very often.
They don't.
They did more this game though.
Yeah,
in the first half.
Absolutely. And it was exciting. I wasn't like completely convinced that Nick Chubb was going to run for 3 yards every time.
Yeah, right. It
was exciting.
Right. Jarvis's touchdown was sweet.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You talk about a guy that little hesitation step he put on that defender was all he needed to free him up to get to the end zone, which was awesome. And Hooper with a nice catch in the end zone. So
one last,
not bad for not having any other tight ends. This week. It
helped me out in fantasy.
Yeah.
I picked him up because I knew he was the only one. So one more stat about the offense. The Browns have scored 7 points in the last 8 fourth quarters combined.
Wait, did you say 7?
We've scored 7 points in the last 8 fourth quarters combined. Less than a point per fourth quarter the last
So
2
basically,
months.
we've only scored 1 time in the last 8 games in the fourth quarter.
Basically.
Because that had to have been a touchdown. 7.
Yes.
Yep.
Yikes.
1 fourth quarter touchdown in the last 2 months.
I don't think that gets it done against, almost said Oakland, Las Vegas.
I don't know.
I think you got it. I think they're going to have to score in the second half.
They're a goofy team.
They are a goofy team, but it's the goofy teams that,
Sheesh.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll get into a Ravens preview, but they're very goofy, but they're so goofy that they might get killed this week, and then the next week they put up 40. Yeah. And here's the thing, a lot of times in the NFL, if you come out and you get killed one week, you bounce back. I mean, they're professional players. They have pride. So
like we bounced back against the Lions after the Patriots?
Yeah, well, I won't get into that again. We already talked about that game. Right. But yeah, so that was pretty much my thoughts on the game. I don't know. You guys have anything else?
I'm trying to remember if there was anything else. With Hunt's injury, I do feel good having Dearness Johnson.
Absolutely.
When the guy runs the ball, I mean, man, does he ever run it with energy? And I feel like he's a smaller version of Kareem Hunt. Mm-hmm. He kind of runs with the same tenacity. But I don't know. DPJ, he had a good game too.
No, he had a good game. And again, it's much better to talk about how mad we are about the offense after a win. If this was after a loss, it'd be awful.
It'd be bad. Yeah.
But right now, we essentially control our own destiny. We're one game out of first place in the division with a very winnable game on the. Yep. We have, in my opinion, the easiest schedule of anybody else left in our division.
Yeah.
So we just got to take care of business. I don't know. The last 3 weeks, if you remember, against the Lions, I thought we were going to put up a bunch of points, and I thought we were going to do well the last 2 weeks against the Ravens. I don't know if I might be done being optimistic about the offense. I might just be the defense will hold them to so few points that we have a chance to win, because that seems to be the answer right now. But again, it's a lot easier to think about that when we're after a win.
Yeah. What was it like up there in the stadium when they pulled Baker out for the concussion protocol?
I mean, so I sit in the visitor side. My season tickets are visitor side. But for the most part, like, I don't hear too much anti-Baker stuff. Like, there's 4 young kids that sit behind me, but the whole time they're, Case Keenum, we got to get Case Keenum in there. Oh man, Case Keenum this is the guy. I just kind of disregard that completely.
Like I said, here's my thing. If I think Stefanski goes vanilla because he doesn't trust Baker, I really don't think Baker's Stefanski's guy or Andrew Berry's guy. And with every passing week, I lean more and more to I don't know if he's going to be back next year. I really don't. That being said, if you got to score more than 17 points. So if you're going to go out there and open it up and he throws a bunch of picks, well, then now you have a reason to sit him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's almost like Stefanski's trying to protect him. Like, I'm not gonna put you in that position to throw those picks. I'm not gonna,
Well, I think he's also just trying to protect the win.
Yeah.
Overall, like, he's like, hey, we got this lead. Let's just
we have one very specific way to win, and I'm gonna make sure we do it that way. And the thing is I think that's where there seems to be some tension between the two, where Stefanski is like, this is how we're gonna play to win, and Baker is, I don't want to play this way. Well, Baker, we saw you. I was listening this morning. Mary Kay was talking about how Baker, he was like, I know how I play the best, and I want to do. What evidence do we have to show that you play your best when the playbook is opened up and you're slinging it? What evidence do we have to support that? Are we going to go back to OU days? Because in the pros, there's no evidence to support that if you throw the ball 35 times, you're good. In fact, it's the complete opposite.
Statistically, like in the NFL, the more you throw, your win percentage drop.
I'm pretty sure the amount of games he has won when he's attempted 30 or more passes is terrible.
I think 30 is healthy too. Like, I don't think 30 is like
a lot
doing it.
No,
that's about right.
I'm going to do some research, but I'm pretty sure his record in games where he has to attempt more than 30 passes, it's very low. Like, it's terrible. So don't give me this, like, Baker knows, how he plays his best. Bro, we saw that. You threw, 22 picks, 24 picks? Mm-hmm. And I know it was Freddie's fault, and it was Odell's fault. Again, I don't know if you watched Monday night, but Odell had an okay game.
I watched the first half.
Yeah, you looked all right.
But the reason, though, I did ask about the concussion thing is because on TV, They pulled him out to go in the tent, and I was like, "Is he hurt? Like what? Like it didn't even look."
Quick. It sounded like the league made him pull him to get.
Because he was visibly frustrated and yelling at like the trainers on the sideline because he was PO'd about it, and it just didn't look like anything nasty to me. Like he just kind of hit the ground, he laid there for a second, like it just kind of looked like one of those, and then he got up. It didn't look like he was loopy or anything, so I didn't know where they got the.
Maybe New York called in and said, "Hey,
they did.
Hey, this is a big third down. Why don't we get Baker out of there?"
Jesus God. My God, bro.
I know. I mean, like the league was against the Browns, not
okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I thought you were on the other side of that phone call.
Against the Browns.
Okay.
That's what I meant. No, because we ran the same play 2 times. Yeah. We ran the ball for the first down, stupid holding call, ran the exact same play, and got like 10 again, but it wasn't enough. Yeah. But no. So that's pretty much my thoughts on the game. Obviously, good to get a win. Down on the offense, per usual. I'd love to see us score, like at least 18 points sometime in my life. But thank God the defense has started to figure it out. Joe Woods is finally calling a good defense, 4th down, game on the line, and we didn't play prevent. We brought pressure. That was good to see. Special teams got to get better. But that's basically it. We control our own destiny. So one game closer to the playoffs. Anything else? Sir. All right. Well, before we get out of here, I wanted to tell you guys real quick, Simbull has a new website, dawgs.simbull.app. It's going to take you to the webpage. It'll take you through the prompts on how to use our promo code, how to get your $500 up to $500 is 100% refundable. So head to that URL now, dawgs.simbull.app, to play the stock market for sports. It's a more direct link for our promo code. Also, because of the issues that Simbull had when they made the new interface for their website and the Pick 3 leagues kind of getting messed up and we missed a couple weeks, they decided to just call the leagues because it just was too messed up. So congratulations to Rob Miller, who won. He's the winner of the Browns jersey in our Pick 3 league. Simbull will be reaching out to you for you to get a Browns jersey of any player of your liking. So congratulations to you. Thank you for being in our Pick 3. Thank you to everybody who joined the Pick 3. I know it didn't go the way we wanted it to. That was kind of out of our control with their website crashing and them trying to get it figured out. But it was a lot of fun while it happened. We got somebody a free Browns jersey, so that's always cool. And thanks to Simbull for doing that and giving out a cool prize. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks for checking out another episode.
Let me throw something else real quick in there about Simbull, though. I'm sorry, I completely forgot this until you just said about that. They did say that for everybody who was actively participating in the Pick 3 league, they're going to credit everybody's Simbull account with $25.
No kidding.
Yeah, to go in and test out the market and play around. So if you guys were out there actively, picking your games each week, you should have $25 in your account. If you don't, just contact them and they should hit you up with that. So
well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So not only is it 100% refundable, they're giving you even more free money. So you use that. Plus the Dogs promo code is another 10. So you got 35 free bucks. So check that out.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking out another episode. Glad we got the win. To all you Dogs After Hours members or Dog Pack members, we'll see you on the After Hours show. To everybody else, we'll see you guys on Thursday when we preview the Raiders game, talk about all these Browns players who are going to be missing, see what we need to do to overcome that. So we'll see you guys Thursday.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Dogs Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter at the Dogs Podcast, and become an official Dog Pack member and join the dawgs.com.